Bitcoin's racing up, and the weekly 10 EMA is up ahead structurally. There's not much to stop Bitcoin until 25,300 or 28,000, which we're going to cover here shortly. And Ethereum looks like it's getting ready to pass the baton to back to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin, as Ethereum versus Bitcoin is pulling back right now. So Bitcoin might steal back the show, although Ethereum's had it. Let's dive in and get these charts. All right. I just got off a VIP call, typically as I do on Tuesdays, and my TA mermaid. See, I can't even. There we go. Pointed out something that I wasn't pulling up, and it's likely getting ready to come into play. Is the weekly 10 EMA. So we have structural. Essentially the last structural obstacle that Bitcoin has from a horizontal perspective is up here, and right now it's closing nice candles, 4-hour candles above it. Zoom into this channel, which I'm going to flash on and off so you can see. So this channel right here, it's not confirmed. It's not a confirmed breakout above. However, if you zoom into the top and look at the 5-minute chart, I mean, it's making, you know, in general, higher highs and higher lows. So this is still a higher high on a closing basis, and a much higher wick has a chance to use this area as support coming up and then keep rocking and rolling. So it's not a confirmed breakout above this channel quite yet. However, if you look at other indicators, I really like the 12-hour chart for Bitcoin. I always have. I've talked about that a whole bunch. I mean, if you look at the RSI right now on this, I mean, this is very, very bullish. I think, I don't know, it doesn't look like, this doesn't look like flash crash territory here. This has got a little bit to go, and once it is finished, it's probably not going to go straight down either. I think it's going to make a series of lower highs before it really starts rocking and rolling. And yeah, but this says that it's not slowing down quite yet. I mean, the 12-hour RSI is a big deal, and it's straight up. Yeah, a pullback can be pretty serious, 6% in price or something like that. You know, you could get some pretty big pullbacks, but this looks like it wants to come touch this, which means Bitcoin's going to reach up a little higher. So the piecing these items together, so take this off here. From a structural standpoint, from the move down, this accumulation zone, so if you look at it from a horizontal, like this accumulation zone, it looks like a confirmed breakout above. Depending on how you confirm things, if you personally need a daily closure above, all right, well, wait an hour and 51 minutes, then you'll have your confirmed breakout above this box, above that wick high right there. It looks pretty compelling to me. And if you look up, what is the next thing that is going to, you know, offer resistance? That wick down and aligns right, almost exactly, not quite, but it's pretty close to the weekly 10. So if you make us a horizontal here and this wick low, you might think, oh, that's just a little, you know, it's going to be hard not to do sexual puns with that one. That's just a little guy hanging down, right? No, I mean, that little guy packs a this is not going well so far. I'm not trying, but these wicks down, when you turn on a dime, they're very, very powerful. I mean, this daily wick is probably every bit as strong as like 2 or 3 weekly candle bodies. It truly is. And so if you make a horizontal from there, and the reason I know this for certain, because this type of thing right here is how I, you know, like to short, and it works. So it looks like Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin could race up to about, let's say, 24,700, 24,800, and get straight up rejected, but it almost looks like it's going to get above to try to hit the bottom of that wick. Up to 25, that's 25, it's almost on the dot, 25.4. But it could stop in its tracks right up just above 24K, somewhere around 24.8. So I'm thinking 24.8 or 25.4. Let me, and we can just put a little, you know, a little triangle here like this. Well, what would I do? Yeah, a triangle might be okay. Something to that effect. So, which this triangle means it could stop exactly dead in its tracks at the weekly 10. And maybe I can put on a smaller chart. See how long it's taken my stuff to load here? This is why the live chat stuff might not go very well, because I can't even get my damn charts to load. It doesn't look, it's not too far away. It looks like it's going to spike right up here or up to here. So let me write this in here. 24, let's just call it 24.7 to 25.4. So that's a $700 range. And this is the next thing stopping it. However, there is a contingency to that, as Bitcoin has not confirmed broken out of its micro range. But even though it has not in this micro range, the easiest way to see it going back from this year's all-time lows from the year is about the 30-minute or the 15-minute chart. So depending on your screen size. So for me, it might be more comfortable on the 30-minute chart now. So let's let this bad boy load, and I apologize, my fiber optic network just in my whole area right now. They're doing something, or somebody went through my yard in a car or something and took it out. I don't know. It's just completely gone, and this is what I'm left with for my internet. All right, so it isn't a confirmed breakout, but with the idea that it's above the horizontal stuff and the next structural things up here that are going to stop it, I don't know. You're supposed to trust the channel, and I really want to. At the same rate, that 12-hour chart and the daily chart, I mean, it just looks, I don't know. I would hate not to respect the top of a channel, but gosh, it looks like it's going to just reach right up there to me. But the last several times, I've not trusted the top of a channel line to some degree, not for a full reversal, but for a decent pullback, at least down to like, you know, something like 23,000. Every time I don't trust this, I look back and I should have trusted it. So, in other words, let me make my face big here. And this is something I'm stressing really heavily to my community. Like, hey, guys, I'm not giving you trade alerts right now because I'm too fishy. Or no, I think this run up, this bear market rally is too fishy for me. I think it can turn around in your face any moment. Right? Because Bitcoin is almost 100%, it's close to 100% of the volume. It's literally robots and algos, right? It's literally 90% is that. And that's true in the traditional market as well. But Bitcoin's low volume, it's just, there isn't retail here. So it's going to move with the stock market. And and it's also having a bear market rally, which could turn around at any time. So I think this is too fishy to be long, but it's way too bullish to be short. And what I'm saying here about the top of the channel, being uncertain about it, and not really knowing if it's going to come up here or not, because it's the top of the channel, you're supposed to respect it, look for a pullback, and it's silly not to. But all these things mixed together, I just feel that I don't feel that this is a very safe trading environment. And so I'm personally not taking on, if I'm, and I have entered some trades, but what I'm doing specifically is, it's like baseball swing practice or going to the driving range. I'm just keeping my swing in shape. I'm not trying to make a lot of money because my entries are very small, and my small entries are a form of risk management in light of not being able to predict, with not having a great edge. Even though the edge looks to the upside, but it smells fishy, so I don't like it. Yeah, I have an edge, right? So, but I just don't like. It's like somebody took that knife edge and stuck it in crap, and it smells horrible. I don't like it. I don't like this sharp edge on this knife. It smells like shit. I don't like it. And so and I can't stress enough. I feel that and myself included, when I started off YouTubing, there weren't many moments where you saw me saying, "Oh, this is uncertain. I can't tell. I can't tell." I always wanted to guess and make, all that stuff. But I promise you, and I don't think it's very common for you to see content out there where it's saying this is fishy, and I feel it's not very predictable. So be cautious and lower your position sizes. But that's what I think it's very important to know that right now. I think this is a great environment to really get your butt kicked. Not quite as good as sideways choppiness. That's the best environment to get your ass handed to you, with Bitcoin just going boop right back and just staying in a 2% range with wicks up and wicks down, because the bots will just wipe both longs and shorts out on the small time frames, right? Not like big shorts and big longs from a long time ago, but the recently placed shorts and longs. Which it just plays pinball with all the liquidations of the 50 and 100x orders, essentially, and goes sideways. But right now it's a different type of unpredictability, because it's a bear market rally, and it could go higher or it could turn around immediately, and you can't tell, because you're not a market maker, or potentially even a cartel of coordinated people who all move stuff together. So this is I think this is a great time to be fearful. A very good time to be fearful. And if you're trying to learn how to trade futures, and you've come to my Discord, I keep trying to let everybody know I'm not giving trade alerts, and here's why. Because I think it's very unpredictable. So last few days I haven't done it. It's very unsafe. But these are the parameters of where and why. The next obstacle up is this range here. Very likely to get a pullback, but that doesn't mean that it's going to reverse from here at all. Okay, Bitcoin, the next structure up, it could easily go to the underside, the bottom side of this area and hit 28K, or even get into this area, even 30K. It could happen. It could happen, because I've already shown that the daily 89 EMA is a very common bear market rally area for both Bitcoin and traditional markets, and I'll put that back on here in a second. So daily 89. Well, that's just above it, I guess, so that is a little lower. So in bear markets, Bitcoin either gets rejected perfectly from that, on a bear market rally, at least in the last two bear markets it did, and so does traditional markets. See how my chart's not loading? This is just... Yeah. But anyway, so this is coming up. Once Bitcoin were to be able to get there, that'd be somewhere around 26,000. But historically, in bear market rallies, Bitcoin goes up to it, gets rejected, or it gets on top and does a double pump and then goes down. Not a double pump higher high, but it goes a high, lower high, and then goes below. So let me draw that out for you. Oops, wrong one. Let me take off the micro channel. That might help. There we go. Let me take off the weekly 10. Like that. And this would be, look how it comes over here to that. I mean, this is a very, very common shape. So remember what you're looking at. The purple line with a race above, lower high, go below. Or it could just get straight up rejected from there. But the more bullish bear market rallies with the daily 89 did exactly this. So let's go back in time. Let me put on the daily chart. And that would be, that it could easily get it to 28K, folks. Like it could happen. And the best thing that you can do right now is figure out what are the common targets and just take it one step at a time. So here's one right here. Bear market rally. So this one did make a higher high. So this one was a little different. It hovered on both sides. So it got above it, went below, made a slightly higher high on a closing basis, went down. This is the one I drew. It got above it, come back down, and this one also did make a higher high. So I drew a high and a lower high than Fumble, but something to this effect where it gets above it. If this were, so this is a bear market. This is 2018. And look how aggressive the move was. I mean, bam, consolidation, bam, 3 days of consolidation, boom. Like, it can happen fast. Like it doesn't have to take a while to get up there. I mean, this could all happen before the end of next Friday. It could be finalizing around a week and a half from now, next Friday. But something like this could. So keep your eyes on this. Look, right? So what I drew is just this high was a little lower. So let's go over here. Bam. This could happen. And that's 28, 29K Bitcoin. So that is the most bullish case that I could see. Second most bullish is getting rejected straight up by the weekly or the daily 89, which could easily happen around 26.2. The next one is somewhere around this area, 24.7 to 25. And then the next one down is it's done now because it's not going to get past the top of the micro channel if I could put back on. So these are literally just the best thing to do is take it one step at a time. What is the current obstacle? Is it confirmed above it? No. Well, then we know what the next target is, but it's not confirmed above it here. So it's not confirmed above this. Let's go down to the 5-minute chart, see how it's interacting with my line. So it is going back below it, but it hasn't used it as resistance, and honestly, it kind of looks like it's going to break above, but it isn't quite confirmed above this yet. And we know what the next step is. So instead of just guessing, so I saw somebody in the live chat say 24, it's stopping there. That's not the right mentality. I promise you, I promise you, I know what it's like to feel that way and to think that way, because I'm intermittently guilty of it myself. But particularly and strongly, that was usually how I thought. That was my usual thought process. I'd love to make a guess or a range of a guess, and that's what it's going to be. It's not what you should be doing right now. Just identify what are the most likely targets, okay, upward, because price is going up right now, and just take it one step at a time. If it gets above this channel, okay, we know what the next thing is. If it gets above that, okay, we know what the next thing is, the daily 89. If it screams above the daily 89, we know that, okay, we're looking for likely a couple bounces on it. And that's it. Take it literally one step at a time. And let's go to traditional markets, because I want to show you real quick before I move on to the live questions here. I want to show you with the idea that I was talking about earlier, Bitcoin moves directly with SPX and IXIC, right? Which is, IXIC is the spot trade of the NASDAQ index, and SPX is the spot trade of the S&P 500 index, right? So Bitcoin literally moves directly with it. Hourly candles are literally the same. 1-minute candles are like 70% the same. 5-minute candles are 70. Like if it's green on SPX, it's green on Bitcoin with literally a 70% likelihood. It's very, very high, right? So if that stuff doesn't happen on SPX historically, then it probably won't happen on Bitcoin. Something else or different, but it's the same. It's the same line. And I think because the daily 89 always hovers just a little bit in a bear market, it's just above the weekly 10, and a lot of people are looking at the weekly 10. So let's go to. Should we go to the futures of? Yeah, let's just do SPX itself. Even though SPX is not trading right now, but we'll go out to the 2-day chart. But I'm going to keep the daily 89 on, right? So even though I'm on the 2-day chart to see more stuff, this is the daily, so you can see it's the daily 89 EMA. It's not the 2-day 89 EMA. All right. So since 2009, what I'm saying doesn't have any basis since 2009 really, because every correction has been V-shaped 100%. And Bitcoin is just lucky enough to have been born in the exact right moment, right here. It was born here. So every correction has been V-shaped. V-shaped, V-shaped, every single one, right? So you haven't had a true bear market. And which is why, if you're ever going to say the last famous words, it's different this time, well, it's going to be different this time, but more likely to the bearish side, folks. Like, I'm telling you, if it's going to be different this time, it's going to be more bearish than anything because of this fact. Bitcoin was born here. It's been straight up with all V-shaped corrections. That is now done. Therefore, the bear market is going to be worse with an extremely high likelihood. I really hope that is clear to everybody. All right, so here's a bear market. So we're going to zoom into this area, and we'll zoom into this area, and we'll zoom into, I guess that's good enough because my chart isn't loading. So let's zoom into that area first. And look how it behaved on the daily 89. So I guess you couldn't tell you're in a bear market till probably here. So the first rally, where did it go? What's this line? The daily 89. Did it do a 2-pump type of deal? Yeah, 1, 2. Actually, this one got 3. And it hit what? That origin line. These origin lines are just perfect. They're almost perfect. They're not quite perfect. But they make mistakes sometimes. All right, but very rarely. Anyway, so look, daily 89, the same line. It's a very, very, very common line. All right, this next bear market rally, the same bear market. Where did it go up to? A 1-2 pump. Boom. Then it touched this origin line one more time and hit straight down. But raced up a 1-2 pump above the daily 89. See, origin line, origin line. So previous support became future resistance. Bam. All right, let's do it again. So you probably couldn't tell you're in a bear market until, I would say here on this drop, you could, particularly this one you could tell. But let's say you could guess you might be in a bear market at that point in the moment. In hindsight, obviously, but not in the moment. So look at the same thing. Raced up to it, a 1, 2, 2.5 pump. So you had kind of 2.5 mountains before you went back. The next little rally, where did it go up to? To the daily 89, a straight up rejection. So the straight up rejections happen as well. And if this type of formation were to happen on Bitcoin, which it has in the past, and it will in the future at some point too, like you can bet your bottom dollar in a bear market, it will happen. It's just a question, is this rally going to be one of those? If this formation were to happen, that would be 28 to 30K Bitcoin. I'm telling you, it would be if this were to happen. At least 28K. And we've just saw that it happens both on traditional markets and on Bitcoin and bear markets. We're in a bear market and we're in a rally, so it is I'm not saying a strong likelihood as an over 50% chance, but it is one of the top targets that I have, and that makes it very realistic to put 28 to 30K at least as one of your major 4 options. Yeah, it's one of the major 4 options. Double pump on top of the 89 up to 28K, get rejected straight up by the daily 89, 26 and change, 26.5 area. The range down that I have on Bitcoin around, let's just call it around 25K, 25.3, that the range that I had on Bitcoin chart, and then now. Perhaps it's over now as the 4th option. But honestly, I think now it might be the least likely among those 4. Because of the 12-hour RSI. That's not how it works. I don't think Bitcoin has seen a local high yet in this rally, because that RSI is too hot. It's way too hot. It's shit coins can turn on a dime like that, but Bitcoin, it's momentum. You know, if you've ever seen X-Men, how Juggernaut, you know, something about inertia and momentum or whatever, it's unstoppable. Like Bitcoin it's similar to that, especially on the 12-hour chart and above. I mean, it has momentum. So those are the 4 areas that I'm looking for on Bitcoin. And again, I'll wrap up with this and I'll look at live questions. Very important. Don't just pick a number and guess. Just know what the levels are and take it one step at a time. If it gets there, that's cool, man. We knew that it could have gotten there. All good, bro. Like that's the way you should be looking at it. Because if you're just picking a number and it goes to 26K, right? You're going to be hyperventilating. So what do you want to do? You want to be hyperventilating, or do you want to be like, cool, man? Like, I'm in California on the beach, Newport Beach, man, right? Oh, and the waves are swole. Like, you wanna be on Newport Beach, and you want to take it easy, just by taking it one step at a time. And if I can add one more thing, just realize that it's going to be impossible to know which one. So this is a great time to be fearful in the market as well. This is an exceptionally good time to have fear of the market. And I cannot stress that enough. Respect the market. I recently made that mistake, and I've let the Discord community know all about it. I got overconfident, and I let them know all about my mistakes there. But so I want to stress to everybody, this is a great time to be fearful. All right, let's move on to the live question.